Hey everyone, today we're going to talk all about the entertainment on board NCL Escape. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, John here from Bite Size Cruises. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be talking all about the entertainment on NCL Escape. We recently got off a 7-day cruise on NCL Escape and we had an amazing time. Went to Canada and New England, so there was a lot of running around. We didn't get to see every single show, every single production show, or everything that the ship had to offer, but we're going to go through everything that we did get to see. Let's start first with the easy ones like trivia and Sudoku and things like that. So every morning on Norwegian, if you go to the atrium around 9 a.m., they do Sudoku, and then at 9:30 they do early morning trivia. Both of these are really fun. It's a good way just to wake up, grab some coffee, sit down there, enjoy yourself, get off to a light start. Even on port days, they do this, so it's really nice. It wasn't as crowded as it was on NCL Joy when we were on there, but again, itinerary probably had a lot to do with that. But it's a good time. They do trivia throughout the day as well, not as much as like Royal Caribbean maybe, but they do have trivia during the day and in the evening as well. Here's where I think they really shine. They have tons of fun games that go on in the atrium area. So much so that the atrium area gets overcrowded and you can't even get a seat. One of the flaws I think on the Breakaway and Breakaway Plus class ships is they don't have a secondary theater space. So a lot of the older ships used to have the main theater and then another kind of theater space. Even on the old Royal Caribbean ships, you would have like the theater and then you would have like a lounge. So on Brilliance and Vision and all of those ships, you have that. Even on the older NCL ships, you had like Bliss, like the Bliss nightclub where a bunch of things would take place. You had the theater and then you had a lot of times another lounge. Even Royal has the Viking Crown Lounge on some of their ships. You don't have that space, so everyone's kind of forced into the atrium area. So here's what they do really well. They do Deal or No Deal in there. They do like the Love and Marriage show in there. They do This or That game, which is a ton of fun. They do Stop the Boat, where you have to like guess things that other people wouldn't guess. And then Crowd Trivia, which is one of my favorites, where there's like 20 teams, get buzzers, you play as a team, and you basically have trivia and you answer questions and you're in the audience and the person just wins. I think they do those things better than any other cruise line. They have a bunch of different fun games that you can play. A lot of different people can get involved in each of those. They have speed trivia, which AJ, Meg, and myself all played. AJ won. So they do have a ton of fun things going on there. I love their games in the atrium. I just wish it was in a bigger lounge so that you had tons of seating and everybody could kind of be a part of it. Next up, let's talk about the performers around the ship. They had several different performers. Every evening in the atrium, there's a variety of different performers. So they had Louise, who was a guitar player and singer. They had a couple duos. They had Blues Travelers, not Blues Traveler. Get it? So they had them, and they had a few other bands. There's a performer every evening in the district brew house. They'll play piano or do something up there. So there are things going on all around the ship for you to see some live music. Obviously on sea days and nice days outside, they have performers out on the pool deck as well, like Caribbean bands. Obviously we were in Canada, New England, so there wasn't a ton of partying out on the deck. So next up, let's talk about the bingo, right? Everybody loves bingo. Bingo's starting to get really expensive. So I don't play bingo as much as I used to. It's like $50 to play bingo, which is outrageous. Then I think another one of the things that is kind of underrated for NCL, especially on these ships, is the arcade and Oceans. Oceans has darts. They have billiards. They have the basketball hoop machines there. They have a bunch of the games of chance where you could win money or prizes. You never will, but you could. And then they have a bunch of just like arcade games and things going on there. And then there's a full arcade up on deck 17. So I love that. I love that there are options. You do have to pay for those things, but they're not incredibly expensive. For darts, we played darts a few times. It's like $2 a person. to play. So it's not bad, and it's a lot of fun. So there's those things. As far as other interesting things, we have comedians and dueling pianos that take up the same space. So in that space, we went to the comedian the first night. He was actually not bad. Generally speaking, I am out on comedians on cruise ships. It's just the same thing, all the time. But he was actually pretty funny. We went to an 18 and older show, and then the following night in that same space, they do dueling pianos. They do dueling pianos 2 or 3 nights, comedy 3 or 4 nights on a 7-day sailing. Dueling pianos is so much fun. We'll show some video here of the dueling pianos. That's a blast. You'll really have a good time there. You can pick songs from the play. You just give them a tip. You can give them money to stop playing a song. We did that. We got them to stop playing the song. Gave her $20 to stop playing the song. And then we got a couple free requests. Then let's talk about the different parties. So there are quite a few parties. There is a 80s party, a glow party. You have your sail away parties from your ports and from your main sail away party. Those are all fun. Little weird again. Those on this sailing were in the atrium. It kind of made it feel a little grander to me because it was a little more crowded, where when they're out in Spice H2O or on the pool deck, they're not that well attended. It's not Carnival, right? It's still NCL. So they're not that well attended. So it kind of doesn't feel as like big and fun, but when it was inside, it felt much more kind of party centric and fun. So that was cool. 2 more things we're going to talk about. One, the theater. We did go to a few shows in the theater. I'll tell you what I really liked. So Choir of Man is fantastic. We did not get to see that on this sailing. It was canceled because of the weather. However, we've seen it before. It's incredible. So that's a great show. We saw the Company Men. They were kind of like, they do like fun covers and they give them a little spin. I think it was like Motown meets boy band. It was really fun. We had a great time. They were great. I love that NCL does a little thank you at the end of the sailing for their crew members, and everyone comes out and dances and sings. It's really fun. And then I would say the biggest disappointment in the theater, we were really excited to go see Wheel of Fortune. They are doing Wheel of Fortune now. I saw Price is Right on Prima, and I thought it was incredible. And Wheel of Fortune is really fun to watch. However, they tie in like a bingo element to it. So you have to pay to play, which I thought it was going to be like something fun where you played and then got called up to play, but that's not the case. You do get called up to play. There are 3 people that play the game. It is a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. It was just disappointing they had to pay like $40 to play Wheel of Fortune. You don't really have any control. You don't get to pick letters. Just bingo-ish. You get assigned things. If your letters win, you win. And then last but not least, let's talk about Sid Norman's. Sid Norman's always has a long line. It's the Cavern Club on some ships where they do the Beatles. On the other ships, it's Sid Norman's. It's a very small room, the Sid Norman's Poorhouse. It maybe holds like 150 people max. In order to get in, you got to wait in line for at least an hour. And then once you are in line, you get in there an hour early and you have to sit there for an hour. But the performers are amazing. We saw Rock the Prom instead of Choir of Man on the last night. It was great. It's such a good time. It's a small little atmosphere, so everybody's kind of involved, singing and dancing and just having a great time. It was a ton of fun. All in all, the entertainment on NCL Escape was great. NCL usually does not let me down on entertainment. I think they do probably the best job of all-inclusive entertainment, of a lot of different things going on, where it's like trivia and a bunch of different things. Royal Caribbean by far has the most crazy ice skating, aqua theaters, things that I loved so much. But for smaller ships, I think NCL does a really good job on their shows and on all of their entertainment. So that's our review. Let us know if you've been on Escape. Did you like the shows? What was the favorite one for you? And we would love for you to subscribe to our channel. Please click like and subscribe. That's what I meant to say. Please click like and subscribe. And we will see everybody tomorrow. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.